Hello everyone, welcome back. How are you doing? It's Smothered Run here with another Shogun 2 multiplayer avatar battle. Um, First of off, if it sounds like I'm talking into the wind, I'm hoping by now I've got sort of set up right in my office as best as I can, but I have no AC today, or yesterday, or the day before, so my house is extremely hot. And I gotta wait until like Tuesday next week to get a repair tech out because everybody's AC is dead apparently. So, anyways, here we are. We're at Haida Mountains. I wasn't really gonna show this battle at first just because I am playing against a general who's ranked a little bit lower than I am. Um, but then after watching the replay a few times, because I generally do save the replays, um, this battle was really tough, and my opponent did some really great things. So I really actually want to say, well done, congratulations on a battle well fought. My opponent really did a great job. Threw a serious wrench into the gears at the last second, and just about won the battle for him. And two, it would be kind of neat to sort of use this video to sort of point out some things that I did wrong, some things that maybe my opponent could have done a little bit differently, and maybe would have helped him get the win. But anyways, so here we go. So I have medium battle here, standard katana core. I don't have any Naginata attendance this time, just because with my general having moved up another rank, I can't afford to bring them. So I only have the lone swords to screen my infantry or tie down matchlocks or just generally be a nuisance, not really do anything except be a nuisance. I have my veteran Yari Samurai over here. Their first job is going to be go to capture the shrine. And I've got my light cavalry. I've got 4 units of light cavalry hiding in the woods because that's what I like to do. So, and then right off the hop, looking at my opponent's army, there's no way that this is my opponent's entire army. No discernible veterans, and we have two bow cavalry, two visible katana samurai, and one Yari cavalry. I'm going to mention the wedge formation a few times. A couple reasons I don't generally use it. Actually, I don't think I ever use it. It makes your unit slower to run because they have to maintain that formation to whenever they make a turn. Whereas if you'll see what he does with his bow cavalry, just leaving them in a column like that or in a line, they're actually freer to turn. They don't have to turn in formation, whereas they do if they're running in wedge formation. So anyways, I'm going to speed this up a little bit because we're just going to capture buildings and nothing interesting is going to happen. My opponent's walking. I've decided I'm going to run because I want to try to get that sword dojo because with everything that's hiding, I don't know what I'm going to be walking into. So grabbing that sword dojo is going to be probably the most important thing. And then also, I also noticed right off the hop, my opponent's not doing a lot to try to take any buildings. So all I'm going to do right now, knowing that my opponent has what he has showing, I know that there's probably units hiding in this length of trees here, where my cursor is, and there's going to be something hiding over here somewhere. Either in the back here, because this is right at the edge of the deployment zone, so chances are there's something creeping through the woods, there's something creeping through here, so I know I'll find something. So I'm going to take 2 units of light cavalry. I'm just going to put the camera just like this. I'm going to take 2 units of light cavalry soon, and once they basically get to the sort of intersection, I guess, of trees, I'm going to spring 2 of them out to go and hunt for an ambush. Now, switch back to regular speed here and then pause it because my opponent's charging at me in the wedge formation. I've deliberately left my bows out because I want to try to engage him and tie down his cavalry because that's going to be the thing that's going to win the battle for him is his massive amount of cavalry. So I'm leaving my Yaris now. What I should have done was put them directly behind the bows, and then at the last second just pulled the bows back and let the Yaris in Yari wall take that. Unfortunately, I do a few things wrong, and
Hidden units, my lord! Treacherously meant to ambush us!
so before we get to that, so there's 2 of his light cavalry or Yari cavalry hiding in the trees, and I'm trying to do two, of course, like most people, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. So I've sprung my light cavalry. They're going to actually run over here. And it was kind of a good thing I set them up like this, one in front of the other, and both facing towards his general, because means it gives me a good chance to basically have one be a sacrifice to slow down whatever's chasing after me, because his Yaris were quick. Now, big mistake I did is I put these in Yari wall right away when I should have actually just left them in standard formation. Now, I don't know what happened with this charge. After watching this video several times now, that wedge formation, he hit my unit and then basically stopped. Either my spears stopped him or something. But he only killed 3 of my Ashigaru, and I killed 5 of his Yari cavalry. So this unit's at 3/4 strength now, and my Yaris are fine, and my bows are basically fine. And then, like an idiot, I'm chasing off after his cavalry with a unit of swords, so that's kind of a stupid idea. So now I have these 2 out. I'm leaving these 2. I'm going, I hope I don't get discovered, but if they do, I can throw them at this cavalry and slow them down. So now I'm moving these 2 up, making them run. Pretty sure he has the European horse trader or something, because his Yari cavalry was fast. So I don't think they have the speed upgrade. Doesn't look like it. So what I'm going to do is this unit here, I made sure my veteran unit was out in front, and I wanted to make sure that my fresh unit was the one that would turn around at the last second and stop the charge. Now what I've also done is I've sprung these 2 cavalry because I want my opponent to choose. It's one of those, it's kind of like a queen's gambit in chess. My opponent either has to choose to go after these ones or go after each unit individually, and at the moment it looks like he doesn't have enough Yari cavalry. He's only got 3 Yaris, and fortunately for me, they're all running in the wedge formation, so they're going to, anytime they change directions, they're actually going to keep that shape. They're not going to just, one guy turn and then they all turn and catch up. So it's sort of hard to describe, but anyways, here's why I like coming at a unit in line. Now, first of all, without even planning it, this was probably the best way to approach those matchlocks, because the matchlocks that are in the trees that I can see, I don't know how, because there's a hill in the way, but let's try to get eye level here. Maybe I can sort of see them. Anyways, so they're protected because there's a little hill right here, so those matchlocks won't really get a good shot off. And like I said, I'm going to turn this unit of cavalry around, and they're just going to slow these 3 down. At the same time, this unit here is going to turn and either try to get into his bows, get into his katanas, get into his bow cavalry, or even his general, whatever I can get into. So there's the turnaround, and there you can see the charge in a line. I'm going to pause it again because now you can sort of see where I've thrown some of the bodies back, and even one way back here. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's my cavalry who died. But anyways, and there's some bodies right here. So in that charge, this unit's going to get swarmed, and if I leave him there too long, he's going to get obliterated. But in that charge, I've only lost 2, but I've taken this unit down 10, and this unit of Matchlock Ashigaru down 8, and that was in the charge alone. By the time I pull my unit back, I end up getting them down to almost half strength. So again, this one Yari light cavalry is holding up these 3, and again, because they were in wedge, they weren't really doing that great of a job defending themselves. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, but this Yari cavalry is down to half strength. This one's down to 3/4 strength. This year is down to less than half, or is about half strength, but that's okay. This Katana Samurai is down to half strength, so now his cavalry's got to go every which way, which was what I wanted to do. And while I was doing all of this, I'm advancing my infantry to try to engage the rest of his infantry, and still, I know there's still units. I know he's still got units on hiding in the woods somewhere, so I get another free shot at his katanas, and I'm going to try to hit them from behind because his cavalry's gone off to chase after mine, and I have left one of my fresh units as a sacrifice. I'm going to end up throwing all my cavalry away, but in this case I was fine. I was pretty sure 4 light cavalry against 3 Yari cavalry plus 2 bows. I wasn't going to get the cavalry advantage anyways, but I threw that one last unit of fresh light cavalry away. I'm now going to get a charge, and my goal is to get towards his matchlocks, and he's going to try to block. I wasn't actually charging at his general, But I saw that his general was right there, so I get almost to his matchlocks and decide, you know what, I'm just going to turn around and go into his general to cause some problems. And at this point, this was my second and third boneheaded mistake. I left this unit of Yari Samurai chasing after his bows, after his bow cavalry, so that was kind of dumb. I should have sent them right with the advance rapidly. I should have, and also because my opponent was shooting into my my bows, I should have sent them to stop into the Matchlock's Ashigaru just to stop them from firing, and then bring up my sword infantry to cover. Fortunately, they didn't get pinned down by this Katana Samurai. They're my veteran here is just going to eat these guys up. I do finally get into his matchlocks with that last light cavalry. And in just a few seconds, you're going to see the serious wrench my opponent threw into the battle. And that's right here. Like I said, there was probably not enough units on the map. He still had some hiding, and I can't believe his patience. I mean, this was really well done. Just at the last possible instant. And when I was completely exposed, I mean, I left a unit of spears back here. I had these other ones running off, chasing off for whatever reason. And now he brings his last 2 units of Yari cavalry out. And again, if he was in the wedge formation, what he does here could have been absolutely devastating. I mean, as it is, he does end up killing my general. And I don't notice until I get our general's in grave danger. But fortunately, I get into his matchlocks here. These matchlocks here will rout just because this cavalry's in behind them, and this one's routed. I am going to lose my general. Fortunately, my opponents hit rally before me, so my rally's going to last a little bit longer once I pop it. And I realize I'm trying to get a unit of katanas over there to help me out, but it's not going to work. My general's gonna die. Those Yari cavalry are gonna just eat him for breakfast because I don't have a melee general at this point. But fortunately, I am gonna tie his general down, swarm him with 2 units. Now, my opponent does a fantastic job right here. Again, gets his cavalry spread out a little bit better, and here they come, nice and wide. And that's how you should do it. I mean, that was a great job, and he somehow managed to get an inspire off on that cavalry. It was a good job. So that charge is gonna rout this Longsword Ashigaru, and that's how you do a charge. Like, that was really well done. Hit him in the flanks, but fortunately for me, these katanas are gonna turn around and just eat these 2 units of cavalry for breakfast. This one here's been swarmed by some spears, and my bow Ashigaru, where I've actually told them just to be in melee now. And I'm going to grab this last unit of Katana Samurai, and that's going to be pretty much the battle. But, I mean, my opponent did a really great job and just about won it, especially when he got this last sneak attack from his Yari cavalry. I mean, that was a fantastic job. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.